Alright, we're gonna have to stop with all this fake Kendo love. I'm not gonna say no names, but you know who you are. I downloaded this game October 1st, and then on the 14th, I ended up pulling Kendo. So since then, I've been heavily devoted to playing Kendo and learning Kendo. Up until this point, there has been nothing but Kendo slander, primarily saying that she has no mobility, people can hit through her shield, her damage is inconsistent, and her claps are inconsistent. But now, due to the recent speed buff that she got, now Kendo is so fun, Kendo is so good, Kendo is so fast, and she either needs to be nerfed or she needs to be patched because of the Speedcard Tech. With all of this going on and with how long I've been schooling people on Kendo, I had to step in order to show the reality of all of these topics. So off the bat, I ended up recreating a sequence that I did before Kendo got the speed buff. And as you guys can see is that there's not that much of a difference. While I appreciate the speed buff nonetheless, and yes, it is good, it is not nearly as good as people are claiming it to be with saying that Kendo is so much better now, Kendo is so good, Kendo is so strong, because again, look at the comparison, there's not that much of a difference. So if you don't play Kendo and you just randomly start playing Kendo saying, oh my gosh, she's so fast now, this is the reality check. On the topic of now Kendo needing to be nerfed or Kendo needing to be quote unquote fixed due to the Speedcard Tech that was discovered, I've had this conversation with so many people talking about the crazy burst movement that heroes have, just to name a few, talking about All Might and Bakugo just being able to press one button, jump away or fly away. Unfortunately, Kendo doesn't have the movement that she has in OJ2 being One's Justice 2, as I've talked about in previous videos, to where her super, well her level 2, she ends up slapping the ground and being able to propel herself forward. Just as she's able to throw her teammates, unfortunately she's not able to use her special action on herself to be able to use it for movement. So now, the fact that we have Speedcard Tech and we're able to use this as burst movement, to be honest, is nothing different than things that people already deal with. It's just that people don't like the fact that now Kendo is doing it, which is hilarious. Additionally, in a previous video, I go over how the Speedcard Tech is actually universal. Specifically speaking about Kendo, her air melee already acts as a second jump. Even if you try to air melee somebody that's flying in the air, be it Ida or even Bakugo, she'll go into that float state because it'll try to lock on to whoever you're trying to attack and it'll send her upwards. So combine this with the state that the speed card puts you in, that's why you get that combination of her being able to go far distances and even travel at great heights. With other heroes, it does different things, be it like with Uraraka, she'll slingshot herself and go really fast. It's just a matter of going into training mode and seeing how the speed card can benefit the hero that you use. Lastly, I want to talk about how now Kendo is being boosted in tiers, in which case makes no sense, because with all of this being said, nothing has changed. I showed the comparison of how her speed hasn't changed all that much, and then with anything else, she hasn't gotten any other buffs. She hasn't gotten a damage buff, she hasn't gotten a range buff, she hasn't gotten an HP buff, she hasn't gotten any of that. So I don't understand how people are making these accusations and how people are just loving up on Kendo and boosting her everything when that's not the case. So I just had to clear all this up. Kendo has always had mobility, Kendo has always had damage. It's just a matter of the people not knowing how to play Kendo. So if you're out there and you're really trying to learn Kendo, that's why I've already made these videos for people to properly learn.